There's so many changes that are happening, and it's about time now we come and have an integrating kind of conversation. So how can we ensure that all these private players get an opportunity to access whatever markets that they see as targets, while ensuring the whole still functions? And then that's where the conversation around CNI players, the ones who do the solar plants within the industries, the IPPs, the transmission people, how does the whole ecosystem work together? And it's really a conversation that is beyond any one organization in the sector. And that's why, as the Electricity Sector Association, we did make a very conscious decision to try and have a platform where the private sector can also plug into this conversation and pull in all the other actors from the public sector.
Do you think conversations around taking monopoly of QPLC, which has been a sole player in this particular sector, is coming out with your association as part of that conversation?
Yes, and it's not just us. Honestly, it's the Energy Act. It's the law. The law actually now requires that we start thinking around how do we then allow for other people to, they call it reticulation within the Energy Act, but in principle this basically means carving out certain areas to allow for other distributors. But at the same time, we must ensure that the system still works, that KPLC can still actually make a profit, because this is a public body that we have invested in as a country. So we can't just abandon it. We must ensure that even as we make our changes, the entire sector remains sustainable, and KPLC is a core part of that.
Listening to majority of the contributions here today, it looks as if conversations on hydrogen power in the country, conversations on e-mobility in the country. Do you think as a sector we are a bit late in adopting this new form of energy?
I think the best way to answer that is just to say that there's no other better time. It's today or yesterday. So let's just harness the moment that we are in. That KPLC, the private sector, the government, the regulator, everybody's thinking in one direction. Let's bring our energies together. And remember, we have this petroleum issue. Now, specifically looking at e-mobility. We have this petroleum issue. The prices are going high. We don't have enough dollars. We need to find a way to move our reliance on petroleum to some other kind of mobility. And e-mobility provides that chance. And the same thing with green hydrogen. We are not talking about producing hydrogen just to have hydrogen. Hydrogen itself is an input to locally made fertilizer. And fertilizer is the other problem we have in this country. And we keep importing and subsidizing fertilizer, while we could use the same amount of money to develop our own fertilizer production industry. So these conversations around green energy and green hydrogen and e-mobility are very, very crucial for us as Kenyans at the moment.
Very much. Just 15 seconds. What do you expect from the sector in 2023?
In 2023, I expect a lot more conversations, and the conversations moving towards action. So we need to start seeing, let's sit down and see how we incentivize e-mobility and actually do it, not just talk about it. Same to green hydrogen, same to enabling trading power within the region, because our country desperately needs that kind of intervention.
Thank you very much. Anytime, man. This was lovely. Okay. To kindly introduce yourself.